Hey guys, it's Missy and welcome back to Books and a Baby. So today is going to be my August TBR, and I did play TBR Star Hop, but I lost all of my footage. So I'm just going to go through the prompts that I got from my TBR Star Hop game, and I will let you know what books I'm reading. I'm also going to be participating in the Magical Readathon this month, so let's go ahead and get into it. So before I'm able to start any of the books that I have on my TBR for this month, I do have to finish one more book to get me caught up for all of the Aurelium prompts from the last rounds, and that is Chasing the Shadows by Maria V. Schneider. This is the second book in the Sentinels of the Galaxy series, and I'm really excited to continue on with this one. Okay, so the books that I didn't get to from last month's TBR are The Ruin of Kings by Jen Lyons, The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, and True Biz by Sarah Novick. So I would love to get all 5 of those books read before I start anything else from this TBR, but we'll have to wait and see. I am working my way through The Ruin of Kings right now, so we shall see. Okay, so I'm gonna go through the rolls as I rolled them for TBR Star Hop, and I will also be telling you where these books fit in for my Magical Readathon TBR as well. So the first roll I got was a mood read, and for this I'm going with The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty, which I have right here. So this is set in the 18th century Cairo, where our main character Nira is a con woman of unsurpassed skill, making her living off of Ottoman nobles, hoping to one day make enough to change her future. One day Niri accidentally summons Dara, a mysterious jinn warrior, and they are forced to leave Cairo in search of the legendary city of Brass, where Nira's presence threatens to ignite a war that has been simmering for centuries. So I am very excited to start this series. I've heard nothing but great things about this one, and so I'm very much looking forward to this. Roll number 2 was a Sun prompt, and for this I got Adaptation, and for this I'm going to be reading Pieces of Her by Karen Slaughter, and this is about our main character Laura and her daughter Andrea. And Laura is just a regular small town mom who lives a very quiet, happy life, who is a pillar of the community. She's a speech therapist, a business owner, and a friend to everybody, until one day her daughter gets caught in a random act of violence at a mall, and some secrets from Laura's past start coming back. I'm very excited for this one. I think this will be my first Karen Slaughter, but I'm very excited. So roll number 3, we got a Wormhole, and for this the wheel picked me the letter T, which is the Throne of Glass series. So I will be continuing on with Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. This is the 3rd book in the series, and this is where Selena has survived deadly contests and shattering heartbreaks, and now she must travel to a new land to confront the darkest truth, a truth about her heritage that could change her life and her future forever. Meanwhile, brutal and monstrous forces are gathering on the horizon, intent on enslaving her world. Will Selena find the strength to not only fight her inner demon, but to take on the evil that is about to be unleashed? Roll number 4 was another Sun prompt, and for this we got Classic, and for this I'm going to be choosing Persuasion by Jane Austen. This is a novel of missed opportunities and second chances, which centers our main character, Anne Elliot, who is no longer a young woman and with few romantic prospects. 8 years earlier, she was persuaded by others to break off her engagement to the poor, handsome naval captain Frederick Wentworth, and this is the story of what happens when they meet again. Role number 5 was another wormhole, which this game really hurt me this month. So okay, so we have My Lady Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. And this is about Lady Jane Grey, who is 16 and about to be married off to a total stranger, and caught up in an insidious plot to rob her cousin, King Edward, of his throne. So the least of Jane's problems is trying to steal her cousin's throne. She's about to become the Queen of England. Like, that could go wrong. So I'm excited to start this series. Again, this is another wormhole pick, so it is a series from my A to Z series challenge, and I'm very excited to read. Okay, role number 6 was a star prompt, and it was a series continuation, so I will be continuing on with The Arctic Incident by Ian Colfer. This is the second book in the Artemis Fowl series, and Artemis Fowl is this like genius 12-year-old, I think he is, who's trying to find out what happened to his dad. I really enjoyed the first book when I read it last month, so I'm excited to read it, like continue on with the series this month. Rule number 7 was a Sun prompt, and this one was a book that has a prologue, and for this I picked the Peoples Necromancer by Rex Jameson. This is one that my husband has read and told me was really good. So the premise is that for thousands of years mankind warred without magic. Peculiar abilities were buried in history, along with the storied paladins and the mysterious dark elves who rarely ventured into human towns. That all changes at the end of the Tranquility Era, when a young man named Ashton accidentally raises his murdered best friend Clayton from the grave. Because of his mistake, Ashton becomes the focus of manhunts, armies, and the king's judgment. But Ashton is not the biggest problem in the kingdom of Cerdell. The golden age of man is coming to a close, and enemies surround the civilized world. Lulled into a false sense of security by isolation and pervasive peace, human lords hatch petty schemes to weaken their rivals and gain favor with the throne. Meanwhile, an ancient darkness stirs beneath the great northern mountains, and the orcish hordes grow restless just beyond the southern peaks. Out of the chaos at the end of the Tranquility Era, a new breed of hero arrives to forge an age of sorcery and mayhem, and into this chaos comes the Necromancer. So this one does have a prologue, but this is one that my husband really enjoyed, and the last book in the series just came out, I think. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump on this one and hopefully enjoy it. Okay, role number 8 was another Sun prompt, and for this we got Has a Prologue again. So for this one, I picked The Bone Witch by Ren Chepeko, and this is about our main character, T, who can raise the dead. And it says, accidentally T resurrects her brother from the dead, and she learns she is different from the other witches in her family. Her gift for necromancy means that she is a bone witch, a title that makes her feared and ostracized by her community. But T finds solace and guidance with an older, wiser bone witch who takes T and her brother to another land for training. In her new home, T puts all her energy into becoming an Asha one who can wield elemental magic. but dark forces are approaching quickly, and in the face of danger, T will have to overcome her obstacles and make a powerful choice. This is a buddy read I am doing with Mel from Completely Melanie and her like buddy read group over on Twitter, so I'm excited to start this one. Roll number 9 is a moon prompt, and for this we got a one-word title, and for this I will be reading Pax by Sarah Pennypacker, and it's illustrated by John Klassen. And this is a story about a little boy and his fox named Pax, and one day Peter's dad enlists to the military and makes him return Pax to the wild. So at his grandfather's house 300 miles away from home, Peter knows he isn't where he should be with Pax. He strikes out on his own despite the encroaching war, spurred by love, loyalty, and grief, to be reunited with his fox. Meanwhile, Pax, steadfastly waiting for his boy, embarks on adventures and discoveries of his own. This is one that I'm reading with my niece, and I'm really excited about it. I love foxes, and I'm excited to read this one. Okay, roll number 10 was a moon prompt, and the prompt for this was set in a different country, and for this I will be reading Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, because this is partly set in England, because we have like the US first son and the queen or king's son, I believe, but this is the synopsis. When his mother becomes president, Alex Claremont Diaz was promptly cast as the American equivalent of a young royal. Handsome, charismatic, and genius. His image is pure millennial marketing gold for the White House. There's only one problem. Alex has a beef with the actual prince, Harry, across the pond. And when the tabloids get hold of a photo involving an Alex-Henry altercation, U.S.-British relations takes a turn for the worse. Heads of families, state, and other handlers devise a plan for damage control, staging a truce between the two rivals. What at first begins as a fake, Instagrammable friendship grows deeper and more dangerous than either Alex or Henry could have imagined. Soon Alex finds himself hurtling into a secret romance with a surprisingly unstuffy Henry that could derail the campaign and upend two nations and beg the question, can love save the world after all? Where do we find the courage and the power to be the people we are meant to be? And how can we learn to let our true colors shine? And then our final role for TBR Star Hop was the Big Star Space, and for this the prompt that I got was a free pick. So I will be picking Eragon by Christopher Paolini, and this is a story of a young boy named Eragon who finds a polished blue stone in the forest. He thinks it is the lucky discovery of a poor farm boy, but when the stone brings a dragon hatchling, Eragon soon realizes he has stumbled upon a legacy nearly as old as the Empire itself. Overnight, his simple life is shattered, and gifted with only an ancient sword, a loyal dragon, and sage advice from an old storyteller, Eragon is soon swept away into a dangerous tapestry of magic, glory, and power. Now his choice could save or destroy the Empire. So, that is what we have for my TBR Star Hop rolls. Okay, so I am trying to be a God Seer, and so I need to get a O in Inscription, a Q in Restoration, a Q in Conjuration, an O in Demonology, and a D in Lore, which that's like outstanding, qualified, and distinguished. So I need to get an outstanding in inscription, and for this the prompt was a childhood favorite. And for this I'm going to be using Eragon by Christopher Paolini. Then we have a Q in restoration, which means that I have to read 2 books. So the first one is, the prompt is a single object as the focus of the cover, and for this I'll be using Pax. And then the second prompt is one of the oldest books on your TBR, and for this I'm going to be using Persuasion by Jane Austen. Then we needed a Q in conjuration, and for this the first prompt is a book with necromancy themes, so I will be using the Peoples Necromancer, and the second prompt is bone on the cover or in the title, so I'm going to use the Bone Witch. And finally, we have an O in demonology, so this is to read a fantasy, and I'm using the Arctic Incident as my fantasy pick. And then we have a D in lore. So the first prompt is a book that has the colors similar to your country's flag, which I will be reading red, white, and royal blue. The second prompt is a story featuring betrayal, which I will be using Pieces of Her. And the last is a desert setting, which I will be using The City of Brass. So in total, I will be reading, I have 11 TBR Star Hop prompts, which correlate to all of the books that I needed to read for the Magical Readathon, plus Chasing the Shadows and The Rune of Kings, The Eye of the World, Mistborn, True Biz, and any others that I can fit on if possible. So that is it for my August TBR. I hope that you have enjoyed. If you did, please give this a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel. If you liked this video and you want to see more from me, please hit the subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you can see when I post new videos. I am trying to do Veda again this month. So that's a video every day in August. We shall see how it goes, but I'm trying. So anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow with a new video. Bye!